You know what else happens that drives me crazy? I could go off on this topic.
Let's go up. So we always end the beauty outlaw with champagne.
Oh, heck yeah.
We're going there.
We're going to go there.
Welcome, everybody, to the Beauty Outlaw podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Beauty Outlaw. So today I have my special guest, Renee, who is here with me. She's my co-host. So we've done this twice now. Thanks, Renee, for being here.
Thanks for having me again.
So we're going to talk about some TikTok trends that have come and gone. Since 2020. So we've had them enter the space, they've left the space, and now they're back in the space. So we're going to go over that a little bit because we get questions in the office here from patients that are utilizing these trends. And we're going to try to mix the evidence-based practice of this, meaning the research, versus maybe this really does work. So we will unveil that as we go. But I wanted to start first with a little update on peptides and what's happening in that space. So when I talk about peptides, I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about the people that stack, the Wolverine, all the things people want and should have resources too. But let's start first with what a peptide is, because I think a lot of people don't understand that. And a peptide, to be basic, I'm going to be really basic here, so you can't call me out on this. Let's just say we all know what an amino acid is. We've learned that from our basic chemistry and biology when we were in school. So a chain of those, once it gets to 40 in a chain, that's considered a peptide. And that's when it's considered what we call, or what the government calls, a biologic. And once it's a biologic, then it becomes a prescribed medication. So most peptides, I would say and explain to you now, have been in 2023. Let's back up a little bit. In 2023, I think it was 14 peptides. Let me see. I believe it was 14 to 16 peptides were removed from what we call categories. So the FDA puts things in categories, and there's category 1s and there's category 2s and 3s. So 3s are very dangerous and we keep those away from everybody. And 2s have no FDA guidance and they're on the caution list. So we had many put on that list, and one was the popular BPC 157. And we had MOTC, C-Link, and several others that were put in this category, which meant pharmacies can no longer compound these until further review of the FDA. And that wouldn't be review that it's safe. It would be just a review that we allow them back into category 1, which gives a physician and a practitioner the right to prescribe these amino acids that are formed in chains for the right patient, right? Because as a physician or a provider, you understand pathophysiology, you understand how to diagnose a patient. And so you know if they're at risk of, like BPC 157, Renee. One of the things they worry about with that is that it causes angiogenesis, which is like growth of things in your body. I'm going to keep it simple. So what we worry about with that is that could it turn on cancer that's already underlying growing in the body? So these are questions that make it safe or not safe. So these peptides were placed in category 2, which makes them restricted, and they are still restricted to this day. So if you're getting BPC 157, you're possibly getting it from a non-human source. So this is not meant for human ingestion, and it should say that on the container. Retatrutide is another one that is not, a compound pharmacy does not make those. They're not legally allowed to. So you're getting it probably from, a powder from China or an outside source from another country, and you got a gym bro, mixing this stuff up and sending it to your house. So if you want to get your Tylenol like that, I get it. Most people don't. They want to go to CVS. But the exciting news is, I'm coming to the end point here on the review, is that in February, RFK decided he would send this back up for review for the FDA. So in July 26th, 26th, I think, or the 25th of this year, he is going to take 7 peptides, or the FDA is, and they're going to maybe release them to category 1. BPC would be one of those, which is exciting because there is small reviews on that, studies on that, that show quite a bit of benefit, and that would be great for providers that are treating their patients. So we're hopeful that this changes it, but it does not mean it's FDA approved. By far, it does not mean it's clinically safe for use at any time. So no peptides have been ever, except for GLP-1s and GIPs, which is tirzepatide and semaglutide. Those are the only 2 that the FDA has released safety, their safety guidelines behind the drug. Okay, that's it. That's the only one. So we're all updated. There is nothing
Great update.
that is going to change, except for your providers will be able to hopefully have some flexibility in treating the chronically ill, osteoporosis, people with soft tissue injuries with BPC 157 and some other things. So that's the update.
Okay,
that's all I know.
Good to know.
I'll keep you posted.
Thank
so
you.
now let's move on to the fun stuff.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about, Renee?
Well, I want to hear about, because I have little to say about it, about this mouth taping at night while we sleep.
While we sleep. Well, they say it, the people that tout about it on the internet, YouTube, I've seen the videos, they're typically younger people I'm seeing, and they're taping their mouth shut because they say it can give them a glow in the morning, can also reshape their jaw. Because it changes the way the tongue sits on the palate, which makes sense, right?
Okay.
We know that nasal breathing is way superior to mouth breathing. That's what the science tells us. At least that's what it's told me, is that where we place our tongue changes.
Well, I mean, I only can speak of that because of one of my favorite yoga instructors. One of the things that she says the most, when we're starting to relax, is to remind you to drop your tongue.
Yeah.
Which is and obviously breathing too,
But you're awake.
But I'm awake. I'm very conscious of it. And I could never do this. I could never tape my mouth. I'm way too claustrophobic for anything like that. I can practice in meditation.
When we
But
sleep,
length.
we're unaware.
Yes.
And we do gurgle. And if my fear for me and for anybody I love would be aspiration.
Yes.
Because that can happen with a little amount of fluid that can go into your lungs. But they do say, the experts that do this and do this well, and they say that if you tape tape vertically instead of horizontally.
Okay.
So online I see a lot of taping your whole mouth.
Yes.
And they also say to use more of a bandage tape, so it's very loose.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you've got some form. It's mainly just to try to keep your lips, I guess, together a little bit.
But there's
better.
an exit if you need an exit for whatever reason.
For vomit?
Yes.
Or if you get sick?
Yes.
Now, they did a study, and I'm going to tag it in the show notes, on people with CPAP and sleep disorders.
Okay.
And actually making sure they kept their mouth shut, it actually changed. They were getting more oxygen, which makes sense, right? Because it's they're getting more oxygen through the nose. I don't know. What do you think? Do you have anybody that does this?
I do have a few clients that do it. One is mainly for asthma, which
oh boy, that's dangerous.
I didn't deep dive into that. I just, I don't know. I think we're supposed to breathe, and resolve problems. If there is an issue, then I'm not sure. But I never tried it. I don't think I would personally.
Yeah, probably mouth taping during the day when you're awake's a good idea.
My husband would love that. He definitely would, and maybe a few others. But
it makes sense if you're in yoga or
yes.
you're awake or you're working out. That's probably a great time to utilize this when you're. But I don't know. I don't know if I could lay in bed and do that. I would have a problem.
Yeah.
I think it's dangerous. I worry about the aspiration. The bottom line is it does not change the shape of your jaw.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Interesting. And what else are some of the things that it says it does? I think it says it gives you more energy the next day. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to try it when I work out.
Okay.
I'm going to try it when I work out.
I'll try it when I'm sitting next to my husband on the sofa or we're working out.
And you're watching TV. You're watching a movie. You're like, "Arr, arr, arr." Good idea. I'm going to try it and we'll get back to you. I'm going to see. But I can imagine
vertical.
if I only breathe through my nose, I probably couldn't work out as hard.
Or it would take practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably. I might it might be great for those asthma patients when they're walking if they did that a little bit, but they should talk to their provider and make sure they have their rescue inhaler next to them in case they have a problem. The only way to get that in your mouth is with no tape in front of it.
I think that would be an easy release.
The trends,
interesting topic.
but it's back. It's back. It's back with a vengeance.
I did not know.
So I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for my kid. It's not for you.
Definitely not for me, but I'm willing to try it.
Yeah.
Not when I'm sleeping.
Well, what remember when we were doing the
Breathe
nose
Right.
tape? Yeah, the Breathe Right.
Right
yeah.
strips back in the day.
Yeah. They didn't
They're still
pinch
around.
They didn't pitch this off though. Yeah,
No,
I don't know, you
it was
guys.
just to open up the
Not
space.
judging you. If it's working for you, let us know. How about that?
That's a great idea.
Let us know because it is
love
interesting.
to know more about that
that it works for people and maybe in the right controlled environment. So the problem is though, if people feel they're snoring and they're using for that, maybe they need a sleep study. Like maybe there's underlying sleep apnea or something. And so that's kind of the risk, especially when you're older. But younger people can have sleep apnea and pass away from it. There is a percentage of people. I actually had a cousin that died at a young age. Yeah, 30. And he had underlying sleep apnea. He didn't know it. He was thin, healthy,
Sure.
and went to bed and didn't wake up. So you got to be careful. So we'll end on that note.
As with anything.
Okay, what's next, Renee?
What is next? How about
On our list.
We've got a long list. We got that one out of the way. How about the castor oil and the belly button?
Oh, yeah.
That procedure, or not procedure, but that hip
Some
tip
people think of it as a
as
procedure.
a
And I know that's been going around since COVID, too. People have been doing that.
here, but I mean, it is a practice using castor oil, for ancient Chinese medicine
It's
and Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic. Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, cultural practices.
Absolutely.
They had to use things, the oils and essential oils to do things. So I think there's lots of, personally, I think this is where evidence is behind the...
I think that's a great point. I mean...
Just because they say it's for pooping, I remember the Little Rascals.
Yes.
You guys don't remember the Little Rascals.
Unless there was a movie that came out several years later.
And the grandma, when the boys were bad, she used to feed them spoonfuls of castor oil, and they would run to the bathroom.
That was before soap. Before making them rinse their mouth out with soap.
But it is FDA approved for a laxative. So it's known for a laxative.
Now, I've never used it internally, but I do use it topically. I've never put it in my belly button, but I've done liver packs when I've done a cleanse, but didn't just rely upon that. I incorporated other things to help help. It's great for inflammation. I use it on my neck now with some of the issues that I'm having. Just in addition to most, other things. Deeply moisturizing. I've been recommending it as esthetician for a very long time. For hair, I do sometimes once a month, maybe do a nice, like a mask for my hair and sleep with it. Eyebrows.
Yeah,
lashes.
eyebrows. Well, especially if you put it on right after like a wax where it has an entryway into you'll get some hair growth. But
Yeah,
the
but-
problem is where you need the hair growth, you didn't wax over it. So you could microneedle over it or stamp
That's true. Never thought of that.
because it's not gonna absorb. It's occlusive.
It's occlusive. Yes, it's thicker.
So it
It's
makes no
thicker.
sense that
It's thicker.
yeah. It's an occlusive
And,
moisturizing. I think these packs with the heat are great. My personal opinion is it's the ritual of it.
It's very relaxing.
And the
Yes.
hydration and the heat and the calming.
Turn the lights off, put a little red light.
Yeah.
You know,
It's all
incorporate the whole thing.
meditation.
Yes.
That's what heals our bodies anyways. But
But there's
I've been doing castor oil for years. My grandma chased me.
yes.
She always said she was born in 1908, and she said nothing like a good enema when you're sick. And if you can't do an enema, it's castor oil. So she would make me drink castor oil, and it was, as a little kid, not a good idea, but it. I guess it
use
helped.
It's been around.
It's been around a long time.
It's passed along.
The belly button
Traditions.
thing, though.
The belly button is interesting because of what you brought up with it's scar tissue.
Yeah. Well, is it? I mean, my belly button has quite a personality of its own. I mean, really, belly buttons are very sensitive. Is your belly button sensitive?
I mean,
Oh,
not necessarily.
mine gives an
No, I don't know.
It's definitely has its own body sensation.
Okay.
So I don't know if other people feel this, but
Well, I had a C-section. I don't know if that makes any difference.
no,
or-
I don't know.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't.
Could
know.
be in the doctor
Or
that
just it's-
clicked you up because my belly button is sensitive. I feel sensations. I have an innie,
Okay.
so there's innies and outies and minis. Mine's an innie, and you can it's sensitive. It is sensitive. Don't try to get in there and do stuff to it. It's got a personality of its own. So, I mean, the science says it's a scar. I mean, the science says it's cut off. It becomes a ligament. I don't know if I believe in that.
Well, there's still tissue there, though. There is tissue.
It's a ligament tissue, different
Different,
than
okay.
skin. Doesn't have that same
layer.
layer.
With
The epidermis
Right.
doesn't have any of that. The thing is, what I've seen in the hospital are infections in the belly button.
Okay.
So you got to be
Is that
careful.
from cleanliness, though?
It is, but
Yeah.
you put an occlusive oil in there and sleep with it at
Okay.
night, and you don't clean that belly button out,
Yeah.
you got a problem. So infection. So I worry. Make sure you clean the belly button.
Yes, that's
Really good if you're going to do that. I don't think it can harm you, but it's definitely not going to detox your liver. Your liver's here's where your liver is. Liver's over here. Your belly button's down here. They don't really communicate. But I think what happens is I think it does have some feeling of detoxification, even though it doesn't clinically or evidence-based.
right.
It's better to take it orally if you really want to detox.
I mean, there's claims with putting it in the belly button too that it helps with the parasites and other things in the body. But again, I have not tried it in that form. I've tried it in other ways with what is your word? Adjunctive, like different steps when I'm going through a detox or a cleanse.
I think it's what do you want to spend your time doing?
Yeah.
If you're okay with doing all that stuff that's great. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is here.
I know a lot of people that do it, and I've utilized castor oil a lot in my lifetime. And but I think the problem is when they try to sell it as like it's weight loss and healing benefits. It changes your microbiome in your gut. I mean, I don't know. So the verdict's out on that. All right, what's next?
Oh, am I in charge?
I've never seen a semaglutide / castor oil. Combo.
It was news to me on the weight loss part. I don't think, unless you're, but you don't want to continue to do it orally either unless it's necessary.
I think it's kind of cool though.
So.
And I think those are those cultures that utilize that
Absolutely.
knew what they were doing. It's just nowadays we have a little bit more. Well, we know more, so we
we're
have better options, I guess.
Information is readily
Yeah.
at us at any
Yeah.
given second. And but I do like the things that are handed down. I mean,
Yes.
and castor oil was in your household. Olive oil and garlic was in mine.
Yes.
That solved
All
every
of it.
problem.
They're
of
all
it.
wonderful.
It kept us away from doctors, so to speak, according to my mother.
Apple a day
Yes,
keeps the doctor
exactly,
away.
Exactly.
I believe
So
all
there's
those
something
things.
to be said to hand it
It's
down.
just I worry about Gen Z because or they're Gen Z, right? That's who we're talking about. Gen Z.
That's a good question.
Because they're so, they live off of their social media and they believe that, but I love their adventurism. So they want to do new things or new that are old things that are more healthy. And I like that about them. They're questioning their government.
They do question and they do their due diligence, I believe, in cross-checking research. They don't just take one form of information. And we are at that where we can.
Yeah.
And it lists even, I'm learning the same thing with just utilizing AI to do some research or whatever form is, because it lists all the different things. Or if you want peer reports, you can ask for that if it's available. And
Yeah.
I think the kids are much better at that.
Possibly.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, mine is. I know mine is.
Well, yours is 30 something. I'm talking about 19-year-olds,
Okay.
20-year-olds. Not ditzing them, but I'm just
No.
saying they live in a different mindset and world where they have access to ChatGPT. They have access to that information, and they really only have they look at 30-second clips, and so that's
True.
kind of
It's quick.
it's quick, and maybe it's not enough to learn everything. But I do like their adventurism. I do like that they want to be healthy. I love that.
Absolutely.
They're
And try
really
different
driven
things.
to that.
And also to not always having to use a pharmaceutical or other things to put
They
into your
have
body.
little distrust.
They do.
But not enough for what they see.
We'll find out.
20 years from now, we'll find out,
We'll
right?
find out. Yes, we will.
I told you that's the generation that's going to change the world. And I believe in you guys. I have a son that age, and I believe that they're the ones that are going to make life great again.
There it is.
Right?
Yes.
I really do. I believe in that generation. All right, what's next?
What's next? What news to me that we're doing cortisone cocktails.
Okay,
Which
that
I
was
thought they were
big
adrenal.
COVID
So-
too.
It's just a different name. I knew it as adrenal cocktails. So now it's cortisol. So I can read the big print.
And I think they when I saw the clip, it's there's a lot of promises behind that one. I think.
I mean, I've only
recommend.
known him for dehydration, hangover,
Orange juice?
a little blood sugar, vitamin C immunity building. I mean, those kinds of things.
Well, I saw some videos of them using concentrate orange juice to mix with.
Concentrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's gonna because that'll spike your cortisol because it's sugar.
Because it's so much.
A little Himalayan. So
Himalayan salt.
let's say what
Yes.
they put in it.
Okay, so to my knowledge, it is the Himalayan salt and sometimes baking soda with a little bit of. I didn't know it was concentrated. I thought it was watered down.
Depends on the video you
Watered
watch.
down, like a regular, orange juice, but
Yeah.
not a full strength. Am I wrong?
There's different videos. I know they use salt, magnesium,
Oh, magnesium's another. Okay.
and
Yes.
when they want to be,
Kind of like electrolyte
vibey, it's
mixture.
like Himalayan salt, and they use adrenal insufficiency or
Adrenal fatigue.
fatigue.
Yes.
And those, the evidence will share that that terminology doesn't exist.
Right.
So if you're adrenal insufficient, that's scary because you could have something like Addison's disease. And that's an underlying issue that needs to be watched. So, I don't think we should be having orange juice before we go to bed. That'll spike your cortisol.
Yeah, I don't.
So,
I only use if I'm doing. I don't drink orange juice very often, by the way. But I mean, I do this in a water mixture necessarily the next morning or the night before I go to bed if I have to. For hydration, that's one of my issues is hydration for various reasons. But I also know because of some blood work and
coconut water alone is different than
yes.
doing a mixture of magnesium, orange juice,
right, that
salt.
coconut water is great. Oh, they do
then
mix. That's another mixture then.
They mix the magnesium, the salt, and orange juice, as well as I forget the other thing. There's 4 things that
Baking soda?
I didn't see baking soda.
No, okay.
I think that's in some of them.
Okay.
It just depends on what. See?
On what?
On what video you copy.
Exactly. That's true too.
But I don't know. I think you got to be careful. Cortisol is what we need to survive. It's that fight and flight mechanism, and it's what wakes us up in the morning. It regulates our circadian rhythm. It handles our metabolism. So we've got to be careful with what we promise, I guess, on social media that can fix a cortisol issue, because have we not seen cortisol in the office here?
Right,
People with cortisol issues, or they assume they do. So cortisol goes like this all day. Mm-hmm. And if you're supercharged, you're going to have a problem. And if you're low, you're going to have a problem. So I don't think the cortisol cocktail can fix that. I think it's a lovely drink that you could have in place of your rock star. How about that?
Oh, there you go. I don't drink that either, but yes. Oh,
Jeez,
goodness.
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, and you have to know your body too. I mean, I would say, consistently with blood work, or, even an acupuncturist that does the acograph, or things that I know for me, that is an ongoing issue and certain with my adrenals and cortisol, or, what have you. But that's because I pay attention to it quite often. But I don't do that on a daily basis. It's never anything every single day.
Yeah.
Only if it's needed.
Only if it's needed.
Yes.
Okay, are you trying to optimize your health, especially your lipids? Are your lipids running a little high when you get those numbers back? I love this supplement. It is so therapeutic to help lower those LDLs. It is citronal LNA from New BioAge. So at checkout, use the code TheBeautyOutlaw and you get a discount, and they'll ship it right to your house. I love this. I take 3 one time a day with food, and it has helped lower those lipids. Thank you, New BioAge.
All right. Well, that was amazing that even made it on our list today. Cortisol cocktails.
Well, there's some interesting things out there.
Well, it's funny that
people
it's
are
coming back
doing.
around. So it took its surge in like 2023, and now it's back. So I don't know. I love the adventurism.
I can't see. The other ones are not as big. So.
All right.
You
what
want to
else?
go down the list?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one that we were discussing was sunscreens causing hormone disruption and cancer.
Okay.
The myth on that. It's the most dangerous on TikToks, and so kids are not wanting to
wear sunscreen.
To use
Is
sunscreen.
that what you're saying?
There's 2 different aspects to that. One is not wanting to use sunscreen because of it being a hormone disruptor, and also they added chemicals in their bodies.
Well, I think there's truth to that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a chemical substance. It depends on what you use. If you're using zinc, or are you using a chemical block, or some are sold, I've noticed, as a combo. Mm-hmm. So you've got a chemical block and a zinc mixed together so that it works. I mean, I get it. They're being curious, and they're trying to protect. I don't know about the hormone dysregulation part. I'd have to look into that because that's interesting.
I did a small dive with that because I wasn't sure either as far as the hormone disrupting. So far, some of the research that I looked into was only done with labs, in labs and animals, nothing concrete with humans. And I do get it, not wanting chemicals. I'm one of those people too.
Yeah.
I'm a choose my toxins kind of a person. But I do believe sunscreen is very important. And I think that the risks of skin cancer are far more than others that we're thinking that we don't have as much access to.
Well, you think your UV rays were bad in our day?
Oh, yes.
What we've got in our air right now,
Yes.
which don't. I mean, I'm not going to get into a deep dive on the pollutants and the disgust that is being blown in our air at this point in time that our government, especially local here in California, is doing nothing about. They're looking the other way. That's just adding fuel to the fire. And so I don't blame. And then you put a chemical on top of that.
On top
so
of
I
it,
get
and
it.
you add it. And then you have the sun.
Then you have the
pushing
sun.
it in.
But
too.
also,
Right.
what is the sun? So I'm a big advocate of sun pulsing.
Yes,
I've
yes.
been like
Always,
that
since I've known you. 20
I had
years.
forever.
Yes.
And so I'm a big advocate of building up to your environment. So you start in about March and you get outside, you've got to have a lot of your body exposed. You got to do 20 minutes daily between 10 and 2.
But it's important to do
it's
that.
important,
for
and you do that with
vitamin
your
D.
children. I mean, I am not. Don't come after me if you do
Right.
this and you get a sunburn because you did it wrong. It takes about 20 minutes for the body to heat up enough thermally to actually start to cause a shift in the DNA in your cells. So if you sit in the sun for about 15 minutes between 10 and 2 with nothing on, and you begin to warm up, get out of the sun, go back inside. So I would do this. I would go back inside, but you need
Cool off.
You need a lot, 60% of your body exposed. You cool off, and then you can apply your sunscreen if you're going to be out and about. Say you're going to the beach or you're doing something. But over time, your body. How do you think the people that lived in these high intensity areas became brown? Cultures became brown
right.
because they built up this protective mechanism of melanin, and it saved me from burns. It saved my little boy. I used to do that with him from burns and prep him for the sun and then protect. So I understand what everybody's talking about. I get them questioning because if you don't get enough red light,
Absolutely.
your body's not going to function. What is that? ATP. Like we need energy to sustain. So I don't know. I think there's something to this.
Part of the circadian rhythm too. Part of the longevity program or longevity lifestyle.
And talking to the FDA, they're way behind in what they're
Very much so.
recommending for. Really, the science is behind a lot of things.
Well, like we were saying, you could do a whole nother podcast just on sunscreen and this alone, and diving into there are other better ingredients that other countries are using that we're not there yet. And
Right.
We should be.
And we should be.
We should be
Absolutely.
there 100%. So
Well, I know.
there's room for improvement.
Don't run out and sit in the sun for 20
No,
minutes
no,
without
no.
sunscreen.
No.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I have done that most of my life. I've pulsed sun, and it has been, helpful for me for energy as well as just a protective mechanism so that I'm not left out in that situation where I couldn't put my sunscreen back on and then I got burnt.
Right.
Reapply.
We've been in a few of those situations before together, actually. And that's the other thing to tie in one of the other subjects, since it's SPF, is, you should be wearing it regardless of if it's cloudy or not.
Yes.
As a protectant. And also keep in mind double reflection. Just because you have a hat doesn't mean, and you don't wear sunscreen, doesn't mean you're not getting the sun. You've got reflection off of water, snow, even cement.
Absolutely.
So,
And it is, it's no joke.
Oh, yes.
Skin cancer takes a lot of people's lives every
Yes,
year.
very much so.
Before you make any decisions, right now the best thing we've got is our sunscreen that we have here. So we need to utilize that, and we need to not so much, I know we want to worry about the reefs. I understand that. But the human chain of events,
Right.
we are at the top.
Right.
So if you need your sunscreen and you don't have the proper sunscreen because you're worried about the reef, you got to worry about yourself and your family as well and apply the sunscreen you have, because I hear that a lot.
That too. I mean, there's certain ones that are banned in certain.
Yes.
Some of the ones that we have here in California are not. They're banned in other.
It's hard
parts
to
of the
know,
state.
right? Like, what am I
it
supposed
takes
to use?
Keep getting. You have to keep educating
Yeah.
yourself. But there are also people, even our clients, your patients, where they're on certain products. They need to be careful. Even our teens with the topical tretinoin and
Yes.
and the
Well,
treatments
even
that we do.
salicylics or other
Any of
things
it,
they're
all the
using,
above.
garlic on their face,
Oh,
or
gosh, that
or
was-
anything that they're putting, which is fine, but that makes you really photosensitive. So natural products can make you even more sensitive than a prescription can. So I understand. I get where they're coming from. I like that this generation is questioning.
Yes,
because they're
100%.
gonna. I told you, you guys are gonna change the whole world, medicine and the country. So I love that about this generation. So keep asking those questions and pushing back. How about that?
That's a wonderful thing. Mike, you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. What about if it tingles or burns, it's working, as far as topicals go in regards to in our
Anything,
treatments,
right? In
Or
our
at
treatments.
home, salicylic or retinol families, alpha hydroxys.
Well, science-wise, it tells you if it burns and tingles, you're having a reaction, right? So that's science in medicine. I got patients, they're like, if it burns and tingles,
Exactly.
I'm happy.
Exactly.
Right?
They know it's working. I can feel it working. Burn, baby, burn.
And sometimes it does make a difference, right? If you're
yes.
intentionally wounding the skin,
yes.
if you're coming in for a chemical peel and you're trying to burn the skin because you're going down through the epidermis, it better burn. If it's not burning, it's not working.
Right. There's those instances too.
But if you're at home
yes.
using your product and it's burning and you need a fan, probably question it.
Yes.
And maybe give it a break.
It's a good rule of thumb.
I think we call it common sense.
Yes.
So because it burns doesn't always mean it's working or not working.
Right.
Some things, hyaluronic acid, does it burn?
Well, it shouldn't, but
No, it shouldn't. That shouldn't.
that should not burn. But if you are already burnt and you put it on, it could burn.
Right.
I mean, there's
Castor oil.
there you go.
It can burn, though. You can get an allergic reaction from dermatitis from that. So some people can. Doesn't mean you're going to. But clean your skin. It's called soap and water.
Yes.
Get that emollient vegetable oil off your body before you reapply it again. How about that?
Yes.
So, and that doesn't burn typically when you put it on.
No.
So there are some things that are beneficial and you put on and they don't burn. So I think that is just common sense.
Common sense, and with things at home for sure, or they especially if it's a product that's making them peel and they just follow the instructions to keep reapplying it. I don't ever recommend that.
No.
Ever.
No.
Typically.
You've already reached
you're-
endpoint.
Yeah,
How about
unless you are, that is the goal, was to peel. But at home things, it's not the goal, is to peel. When in my treatment room, whenever I use, even if it's as simple as an enzyme, which shouldn't be burning at all, because it still can, depending upon what state their skin is, or the depths of dermaplaning and their sensitivity or time of year every single time I always ask, do you feel any itching, burning, tingling?
Right.
If they do, they'll answer the question. I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, where are you at? They say a 2, I'm cool. Or even if, depending upon what strength I've used on them and their level and where
it's
their
also
skin's at.
patient and client specific,
Yes,
right?
very much so.
What is their history? What are they utilizing at home? There's a lot of factors involved. Yes. So burn doesn't always mean it's working or not working.
Right. True.
So I don't know. But if you go in for a good chemical peel that you're spending a lot of money on, and you better burn when it goes. You should burn. You shouldn't need a fan. And it should be done in a proper facility as well.
Yes.
Hopefully somebody licensed to do that for you. Okay,
True.
what's next?
Okay, what's next? This is a funny one I thought was quite funny. Slugging hydrates everyone. Slugging hydrates everyone. Another trend that is slathering petroleum jelly on their face overnight.
And so like the Aquaphor thing, is this we're going back to the slugging Aquaphor thing? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, castor oil seems like it'll do the job.
Probably, well, it depends on the situation. But I mean, to me, when I was looking at that, the answer in itself is in the name. I don't like the name slugging,
No.
and I don't think people should be doing that
No.
on their face unless they're dealing with wound management.
No.
Or
There's
need
a place for it.
protectant.
There's a
right?
place for it. Just definitely not at night in your bedroom on your pillow.
Oh, gosh.
Ugh.
Especially if you have any type of acneic,
Oh, yeah.
situation.
Well, you'll get milia over time.
100%.
So you'll get those little white seeds.
Yeah.
And then you have to come in and we have to either cut them out or we burn them with a cauterizer. That's your options. I want to bring up something.
Yes.
And I'm hoping the guys right now find a few reels. What is up with these greasy, drippy faces
Oh,
of people? This greasy, shiny, drippy, wet face from these
I haven't seen
bloggers
the
and these.
drippiness, but
No, I do.
I was thinking the glass. You're not talking the glass.
Well, I think
facials
that's
or-
what they're calling it.
Okay,
I'm calling it
okay.
drippy,
Yeah.
wet, and moist.
Okay, we're on the same page, folks.
I
we
don't
call
like
something-
it at all. I don't think it's attractive. I don't think it's healthy. And I just don't like it. What is going on?
I have no clue. I think it's a product that they're selling, a Korean like facial masks.
No,
or
it's not Korean.
It's not. Okay.
It's coming out of the kitchen. I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
It's pretty greasy. It's like shortening. The stuff we cook with. You make
the
cookies
beef,
with.
the back onto
like
the beef tallow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a schlupping. It's like slugging.
Slugging.
For the camera. I just don't like it, and I don't think. Tell me what you think. Do you think it's attractive? Maybe people think it's a beauty glow. I don't think it is.
I mean, I think we have different ideas of what a natural beauty glow would
is?
be over the years, and this is a different.
Glassy and glowy.
Yeah, two different.
Two different things. Wet and moist. Sorry, I know I'm being kind of gross, but I don't like it, and I don't think it has a place. Everybody wants to have the glassy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that looks like, but
I mean, I think we achieve it on our own with our.
I always thought it was
clients.
the no pores, peaches and cream.
Peaches and
We
cream.
used to
That's
call
an
it
old
peaches
one.
and cream.
Yes, that's dating us.
It is. Now, I guess that's what it is. There's
It is.
peaches and cream, and now it's glassy. They weren't.
Everyone wants a glow.
They weren't moist. Drippy. Right. Okay.
Oh, God.
So,
Which-
anyways, I don't know. Do you guys like that look? Is that maybe that's just their generation?
I
don't
definitely
know.
think that's a new thing.
It is a new thing. So
to
I don't
that
know.
level. But we also, didn't have all the cameras and the lighting and
Yeah, they've got a lot to
they've
live up
got
to. They've got a lot. They've
Exactly.
got a lot.
Exactly.
I get it. The cameras are on them all the time.
all the time.
Yeah. Okay, you get a break. Go moist it up. I'm okay. Drippy moisture.
Moist and wet.
Moist and wet.
Oh gosh. Which
Okay.
could lead us into another topic, which
Okay.
was the shrinking of pores.
Oh,
I thought that was a good one.
yeah.
The shrinking of pores.
So think about how you would shrink your pores at home. So how are they doing it on the internet?
Well, what they know and what I know are two different things. Because pores can't shrink. I don't think they can enlarge, and they can enlarge and retract.
They can contract.
Contract.
They
thank
can
you.
vasodilate
Yes,
and
yes.
vasoconstrict.
Yes. But you're never changing. I mean,
Permanently.
I think permanently.
Yeah, permanently.
And you can minimize the pores and the looking of the pores.
So they're
this
ice
was
bathing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's like old culture stuff too.
yeah, splash a
I love that.
Splash some
Stick your
ice.
face very deep into a bowl.
pinch your
Cold
cheeks
water.
and
Oh,
splash some
yeah.
water. That's how you got some good redness.
Well, you will get that vasoconstriction, I think, is what you'll get when you put your face or you put ice cubes on your face. Your pores will constrict probably for a couple hours. Some people, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think.
And then once they're done freezing, they'll calm down and they'll dilate. Or it's like steaming. When you steam, you'll get, the vasodilation, and that opens the pores so you can get things out, right? So then you just close them up with some cold water. I use ice bathing for years with my acne clients.
Right.
It does come with a little bit of a wound because that constriction in that ice causes a little bit of a burn on the skin.
Yes.
So they'll start to get dry, which is great for acne. Nobody go home and just do this either. There's a certain way you do this.
Or for any length of time. That's what I usually say, and I've picked that up from you over the years too. If you're going to ice, which helps with
directly on the skin.
Directly on the skin, which it has to be, but not for any length of time where it's going to burn the skin either.
Right.
Yes.
Ice bathing, though, on your nose for your pores, if you're going somewhere, you just walk in. I guess you're walking down the aisle right before you walk down the aisle.
I don't know.
You put it in a little cold plunge bath.
And I plump in different ways. So yeah, but no, I think it's great.
It's great
if you can. I do it in the cold shower. I don't put ice on my face.
Yeah. Well, no. But if you had those big old beefy pores, you might. You just might shove your face deep down in that water.
Good to know.
So yeah, I love that idea.
Okay.
I think it's great.
All right. Very good.
I think it's great.
You heard it here.
Do we have one more?
One more. We've got, there's a few, but we covered, let's see. What about rosemary?
Oh, I love rosemary.
Rosemary for
Rosemary
hair
is better
growth.
than castor oil, I think.
For hair growth.
Yeah. But you definitely need to stamp it. They've done small studies with that, utilizing that in the scalp.
So when you say stamp it, literally.
Like stamping, buying a little stamper and
so
stamping,
literally
making sure it's
stamping it in.
clean. And then you throw it away. But you've got to have an opening to get it in so that it actually works in the follicle. But I love that. And for hair growth and a little high frequency.
I was just going to say.
Those are two cheap things that you dudes can do when you're young, when you start getting that recession. We don't know yet what type of recession it is, but you could start.
You can start.
And the girls.
And it's good to start ahead.
It is.
To get on top of it.
Takes no time. If you're packing the castor oil and you're doing the face plan in the water, why not do everything? Stamp the forehead, mix it up. You'd be in the bathroom all night.
Just dilute it.
Just
you got to dilute the rosemary oil though a bit. You need a carrier oil. We don't want to burn it. It's good for stimulation though too. And I think that I use rosemary when I do my scalp massages.
Yeah, rosemary's pretty strong.
But
so
it's be
careful with that.
It's diluted. But the high frequency is a great add.
Yeah, don't go direct rosemary. Okay. Yeah, we're not giving advice here. Medical advice. Disclosure.
No
full
medical
disclosure.
suggestions.
Once you smell the rosemary, you'll know you don't want to dump that right on your. Yeah, it has to be diluted, by the way. But it's great.
Yes.
It actually works
stimulant.
better than I think castor oil does. Although both of them are fantastic, safe alternatives. But be careful with the needling and the microneedling. You can get an infection really easily. Remember that castor oil is occlusive. And it likes to breed bacterias and funguses, so you got to be careful. So just make sure everything's clean after you do any of these procedures at home. Call it self-abuse, self-beauty, whatever we're calling it.
Self-care,
Self-care.
self-wellness.
So yeah, between your ice bath for your nose and your castor oil for your belly button, you are going to be looking good.
Looking good and busy all day doing
And a head full of hair. All right, one more.
One more.
And then we're out.
Okay.
One more.
I think we covered a lot of it. Oh, the facial exercises for the jawline.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Yoga exercises for the face. Here's my favorite one. And it does work. Although I haven't done it in many, many years, you can tell. But I used to. And my friend Sandy, shout out to her, she'll remember that about 15 years ago, we used to sit at the gym in a private room. And I used to make her do the yoga. So you stick your tongue, this is just one, but you stick your tongue in the roof of your mouth, you look up, This way. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Kiss. You cannot remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. You have to keep it.
Keep it the
And you
entire
want to
time.
go to the right, and you want to go left, and you want to go center. You can see at my nostrils. Look, you can see my almost, because I got some Botox in there. And you can feel the muscles tighten. There are multiple exercises, and the beauty of it now is you have the internet. They'll
For
give you free
tutorials. Yes.
exercises, where I used to have to go to the library and rent a book to learn about yoga for the face. So I do believe in it. In fact, I'm going to go home tonight and do my exercises. I'm going to do them every night with my castor oil
There we go.
and I don't need much hair stuff. I've got my fake hair in, so I'm good. I don't need any shrinking here, but what could I do in its place? Red light. So I'm going to go home and sauna, red light. I'm going to do my facial exercises. I'm going to do my castor oil. I probably won't mouth tape. I probably won't do any mouth taping. I definitely will be taking some peptides. And I'm good to go. And my hormones. So we're good.
You got the whole thing on the longevity and stimulation and growing.
We're going. What are you going to do tonight, Renee?
I think my husband would appreciate it if I tried the mouth tape, actually. They keep coming back
I told
to
you
that.
I'm going to try it when I work out.
Yes.
So-
I'll just try it sitting.
I won't do it with a
Before.
HIIT
I'm not going to
workout, but
sleep
I'm
with
going to
it.
do it with a walking. How about that? That'll be, I'll walk down in San Juan Capistrano with my lips taped, and we'll see how many looks I get.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Renee.
Thank you, my dear.
You
for
were my
having me.
co-pilot today, and it was just a crazy episode. But who cares? This is behind the scenes.
It's all
This is
good and fun.
Beauty Outlaw behind the scenes. And please, full disclosure here, we are not experts.
Definitely not.
Well, we are experts.
we have
but not for you.
experience.
We have experience, and it was
I
kind
know
of
a few
fun.
things.
And I love that all of you are doing all this fun stuff on TikTok because I have nothing to talk about.
It gives
So-
us great contact.
It
and,
does.
And I'm actually learning some things that I wouldn't have
Yeah.
ever guessed.
I love the adventure of it all, and I love the organic part of it and trying to be natural. This next generation, I tell you, you guys are going to change the world.
I think so.
I love my 18 pluses. So, anyways, thanks for being here. Thank you so much for just being a part of the Beauty Outlaw and making it through this episode. So, next time on the Beauty Outlaw, we'll see you then, right, Renee?
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.